Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and my dear friends, today I want to share with you something that has the power to change your life. No, it's not luck, it's not privilege, and it's not some secret formula. It's habits. Small, powerful habits that, when nurtured, can transform your life in ways you never imagined. The power of gratitude is one of the most transformative habits a person can develop. It is not just about saying thank you when something good happens. It is about shifting your entire perspective on life. Too often, we find ourselves stuck in a cycle of complaints, always looking at what is missing, what went wrong, or what could be better. This mindset creates dissatisfaction and makes us feel as though we are constantly chasing happiness without ever truly finding it. But what if I told you that happiness is not something it is something we create, and gratitude is the foundation for it. Gratitude teaches us to appreciate the present moment, to recognize the beauty in what we already have instead of focusing on what we lack. When we wake up every morning with a sense of thankfulness, we train our minds to see opportunities instead of obstacles, abundance instead of scarcity. This does not mean that life will always be easy, nor does it mean that we should ignore our struggles. Instead, it means that even in the face of challenges, we can choose to focus on what is still good, on what still gives us hope. Consider this. Two people can go through the exact same experience, yet one will feel defeated while the other feels grateful. The difference lies in perspective. Imagine facing a setback, perhaps a job loss, a failed relationship, or a missed opportunity. The first reaction for many is to feel frustrated, disappointed, or even hopeless. But gratitude allows us to reframe the situation. Instead of thinking, I lost my job, I have nothing, a person practicing gratitude might say, this is an opportunity to find something better, to grow, to learn a new skill. Instead of saying, my relationship failed and now I am alone, they might say, I am grateful for the lessons it taught me, for the time I shared, and for the chance to now discover myself. Gratitude does not eliminate pain, but it does help us navigate through it with a stronger heart. It reminds us that even on our darkest days, there is still something to be thankful for. A kind word from a friend, the warmth of the sun, the strength to take another breath. When we shift our focus in this way, life starts to feel lighter. We stop dwelling on what is missing and start cherishing what is present. Scientific research even supports the benefits of gratitude. Studies show that people who practice gratitude regularly experience lower stress levels, better mental health, and stronger relationships. Why? Because gratitude shifts our energy. When we focus on what is good, we attract more good. When we appreciate people, we build deeper connections. When we acknowledge our blessings, we create a life filled with joy, even in imperfection. Take a moment. Think about something, anything, that you are grateful for. Let that feeling fill your heart. Because gratitude is not just a habit, it is a way of living. And once you embrace it, your entire world will begin to change. Failure is something most people fear, yet it is one of the most valuable experiences life has to offer. From a young age, we are taught that success is the goal, that winning is what matters, and that mistakes should be avoided at all costs. This mindset creates a deep fear of failure, making us hesitant to take risks or step outside our comfort zones. But what if we saw failure differently? What if, instead of being ashamed of it, we embrace it as a teacher? Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary part of the journey toward it. Every successful person, every great innovator, every leader has faced failure, often more times than they have succeeded. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who give up is their perspective on failure. Those who succeed do not see failure as an end, but as a stepping stone, a lesson that guides them toward improvement. Imagine a child learning to walk. They take a step, stumble, and fall. But do they stop trying? No. They get back up and try again. Every fall teaches them something: how to balance better, how to shift their weight, how to adjust their steps. Eventually, they master walking. The same principle applies to every aspect of life. If we stopped trying the moment we failed, we would never grow, never learn, and never reach our full potential. Think about some of the greatest minds in history. Thomas Edison, when inventing the light bulb, failed thousands of times before finally succeeding. When asked about his failures, he famously said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that." This mindset is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Each failure was simply a lesson, a step forward, not backward. Failure also builds resilience. When we fail and choose to rise again, we become stronger. We develop the ability to handle setbacks, to keep moving forward even when things do not go as planned. This resilience is what allows people to achieve great things, because success is never a straight path. It is filled with obstacles, detours, and moments of doubt, but those who understand the power of failure know that each obstacle is an opportunity to grow. Many people let the fear of failure stop them from even trying. They think, what if I fail? But a better question to ask is, what if I never try? The regret of never attempting something is far worse than the pain of failing, because even if you fail, you learn. Even if you fail, you gain experience. Even if you fail, you become better. Embrace it. See it as a lesson, a teacher, a necessary step on the path to success. The greatest achievements in life come not from avoiding failure, but from learning from it. Because in the end, failure is not what defines us. Our response to it does. Self-discipline and consistency are the silent forces behind every great achievement. While many people look for shortcuts, instant success, or bursts of motivation to push them forward, the truth is that long-term success is not built on inspiration alone. It is built on discipline. The ability to do what needs to be done, even when we don't feel like doing it. Motivation may get us started, but discipline keeps us going. We often admire successful people, whether in business, sports, or personal growth, but what we fail to see is the daily commitment behind their achievements. The greatest athletes do not train only when they feel motivated. They train every single day, pushing themselves even when they are tired or uninspired. Writers do not wait for inspiration to strike. They sit down and write, even when the words don't come easily. Entrepreneurs do not only work when they feel like it. They show up, put in the effort, and stay consistent, even through failures and setbacks. This is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. It is not talent, luck, or intelligence alone. It is the ability to show up every day, do the work, and keep going, no matter how small the progress may seem. Success is not about making huge leaps overnight. It is about taking small, consistent steps every day. Over time, those small steps add up and create extraordinary results. The challenge many people face is that they rely too much on how they feel. If they feel motivated, they work hard. If they don't, they procrastinate. But discipline is about removing feelings from the equation. It is about making a commitment and sticking to it, regardless of whether the conditions are perfect or whether we are in the mood to do it. Because the truth is, if we only act when we feel like it, we will never achieve anything meaningful. Consider this. If someone wants to get physically fit, but only exercises on days when they feel motivated, will they see results? No. But if they commit to a routine and stay consistent, even on difficult days, they will gradually build strength, endurance, and progress. The same principle applies to everything in life. Learning a skill, building a career, improving relationships, or achieving personal goals. Growth happens through consistency, not occasional effort. There will always be distractions, temptations, and moments when giving up seems easier than pushing forward. But the key is to stay committed, to develop habits that support our goals, and to remind ourselves that every small effort counts. No one sees the progress immediately, but over time, discipline turns into mastery. When we develop self-discipline, we take control of our lives. We stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating it. We stop making excuses and start making progress. And most importantly, we become the kind of person who doesn't just dream of success, but works for it every single day. The way we talk to ourselves has the power to shape our reality. Every day we engage in an internal dialogue. Thoughts that guide our actions, influence our emotions, and determine how we see ourselves and the world around us. This self-talk can either be empowering or destructive, and the words we repeat to ourselves eventually become the beliefs we hold. Many people are trapped in negative self-talk without even realizing it. They tell themselves, I am not good enough, I can't do this, or what if I fail? These thoughts may seem small, but they create deep-rooted beliefs that hold people back from reaching their full potential. When someone constantly tells themselves they are incapable, they start to believe it, and their actions reflect that belief. They hesitate, they doubt themselves, and they shy away from opportunities. This is the silent damage that negative self-talk causes. It keeps people from trying, from growing, and from realizing their own strength. But just as negative self-talk can limit us, positive self-talk can empower us. Imagine replacing I am not good enough with I am learning and improving every day. Imagine shifting I can't do this to I can figure this out. This change in language may seem simple, but its impact is profound. When we consciously choose to speak to ourselves with kindness, encouragement, and belief, we begin to transform the way we see ourselves. This does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending that struggles do not exist. Positive self-talk is not about unrealistic optimism. It is about building resilience and confidence in the face of difficulties. Instead of focusing on limitations, it encourages focusing on possibilities. Instead of dwelling on past failures, it shifts the focus to growth and progress. Think about the way we encourage a child who is learning to walk. When they stumble, we do not criticize them or call them weak. Instead, we tell them, you can do it, try again. And eventually, they do. But as we grow older, we often stop speaking to ourselves with that same encouragement. We become our own harshest critics, holding ourselves to impossible standards and being unkind to ourselves in ways we would never be to others. Imagine how life would change if we became our own biggest supporters. If, instead of doubting ourselves, we reminded ourselves of our strength. If, instead of focusing on our weaknesses, we acknowledged our efforts and progress. When we replace self-doubt with self-belief, we unlock potential we never knew existed. The mind believes what it is told repeatedly. That is why choosing the right words matters. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause and reframe the thought. Replace fear with confidence, doubt with determination, and criticism with encouragement. Speak to yourself with the same kindness, patience, and belief that you would offer to a loved one. Because in the end, the way you talk to yourself determines the way you show up in life. And when you believe in yourself, nothing can stand in your way. The people we surround ourselves with have a significant impact on our thoughts, attitudes, and ultimately our success. Whether we realize it or not, the energy, mindset, and behaviors of those around us influence our own. This is why it is crucial to be intentional about the company we keep. Many people underestimate the power of their environment. They believe that personal growth is purely an individual effort, but the truth is, no one grows in isolation. The people in our lives either push us forward or hold us back. If we constantly surround ourselves with those who complain, doubt, and discourage, their negativity will seep into our own thoughts. We may start questioning our abilities, second-guessing our dreams, or settling for less than what we are capable of. On the other hand, if we are surrounded by people who are ambitious, optimistic, and growth-oriented, their energy will inspire us to aim higher, work harder, and believe in ourselves. Think about a plant. No matter how strong the seed is, if it is planted in poor soil, lacks sunlight, and is deprived of water, it will struggle to grow. But when placed in a nourishing environment, with rich soil and the right conditions, it thrives. The same is true for people. Our environment determines whether we grow or stay stagnant. One of the biggest reasons people fail to reach their full potential is because they stay in environments that limit them. They hold on to friendships and relationships that drain their energy, out of habit or fear of being alone. But sometimes, letting go of the wrong people is just as important as finding the right ones. If the people around you are not supporting your growth, if they are constantly filling your mind with doubt and negativity, then it may be time to distance yourself and seek out those who uplift and challenge you. The right people will push you to become the best version of yourself. They will celebrate your successes, encourage you during failures, and hold you accountable to your goals. They will remind you of your potential when you forget it yourself. These are the people who inspire you to dream bigger, take risks, and keep going even when the path is difficult. Surrounding yourself with growth-oriented individuals does not mean you must completely cut off others. But it does mean being mindful of who you spend the most time with. Seek out mentors who have achieved what you aspire to, friends who support your ambitions, and communities that align with your values. Engage in conversations that inspire learning, expose yourself to new ideas, and build relationships that add value to your life. Your environment shapes you. If you want to grow, surround yourself with those who are growing. If you want to succeed, surround yourself with those who strive for success. The people you choose to keep close will either fuel your journey or slow it down. Choose wisely, because the company you keep determines the future you build. Kindness is often seen as a simple act, something small and ordinary, but in reality, it holds the power to transform lives, both our own and those of others. In a world that can often feel harsh, divided, and filled with negativity, kindness is the force that heals, connects, and uplifts. It is not just about being polite or doing favors, it is about adopting a mindset of compassion, empathy, and generosity in everything we do. Many people underestimate the impact of kindness because they assume that only grand gestures matter. But the truth is, even the smallest acts can create ripples that extend far beyond what we can see. A smile, a word of encouragement, a helping hand, or simply listening to someone who needs to be heard can change someone's entire day, sometimes even their entire life. And the beauty of kindness is that it does not just benefit the receiver. It also transforms the giver. When we choose kindness, we cultivate joy, deepen our connections, and create a life filled with meaning and purpose. There is a common belief that kindness is a weakness, that being too kind allows people to take advantage of us. But in reality, kindness is a sign of strength. It takes courage to remain kind in a world that can sometimes be unkind. It takes strength to choose love over hate, to respond with patience instead of anger, and to offer forgiveness instead of holding on to resentment. True kindness does not mean allowing others to mistreat us. It means setting boundaries while still maintaining a heart that wishes well for others. One of the most powerful aspects of kindness is that it has the ability to break cycles of negativity. Often, people who are unkind are acting out of their own pain, frustration, or struggle. When we respond to negativity with more negativity, the cycle continues. But when we respond with kindness, we disrupt the pattern. We remind people that there is still goodness in the world, that they are seen and valued, and sometimes that is enough to change their perspective. Kindness is also one of the most effective ways to build genuine relationships. Whether in friendships, families, workplaces, or even among strangers, kindness creates trust, respect, and deep connection. People may forget what we say, but they will never forget how we made them feel. When we choose to uplift rather than criticize, to encourage rather than judge, we create an environment where people feel safe, appreciated, and inspired. Practicing kindness does not require wealth, status, or special skills. It is available to everyone. At any moment, it is in the way we speak to others, in how we treat those who can do nothing for us, and in the small decisions we make daily. Kindness costs nothing, but its value is immeasurable. The more kindness we give, the more it spreads, and in doing so, we do not just change others, we change ourselves. Because a life filled with kindness is a life truly well lived. Life is shaped by the habits we cultivate. The power of gratitude teaches us to see abundance instead of lack. Embracing failure allows us to grow instead of fear setbacks. Self-discipline and consistency ensure that we keep moving forward, even when motivation fades. Positive self-talk helps us believe in ourselves when doubt creeps in. The company we keep influences the direction of our journey, and kindness has the power to transform not just our lives, but the world around us. Each of these habits is a choice we make every single day. No one achieves greatness overnight, and no one transforms their life in an instant. But small, intentional changes, practiced consistently, have the power to create extraordinary results. Choose gratitude over complaints. Choose to see failure as a lesson. Choose discipline over temporary comfort. Choose to speak to yourself with kindness and belief. Choose to surround yourself with those who uplift you, and most importantly, choose kindness. not just for others, but for yourself. Because when you develop these habits, you are not just improving your life, you are becoming the kind of person who inspires change, who spreads light, and who leaves a lasting impact on the world. Your journey starts with the choices you make today, so make them wisely and watch your life transform.